Libra, this is your forecast for the month of November 2017. But before I begin, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing. I love to get your comments. I love to hear from you. So thank you for that support. This is a general reading for Libra Sun, Libra Rising, or Libra Moon. It might also be helpful for you to watch your rising and moon sign. You can join me on Facebook and Instagram for daily insights on tarot and astrology, as well as my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/thealchemistastrologer, where you can find on-demand pages for love, finance, and other readings. So, Libra, this first week you have the Page of Swords. Perhaps this is you. This is air energy, so it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. For some of you, this represents a young person, perhaps a student or somebody involved in something intellectual. This is going to be a week where maybe you're dealing with people who, for some of you, somebody who's immature or irresponsible, or somebody that is pulling you into a negative situation. Maybe they think they know everything. They're rude. They gossip. They lie. They boast. So this could be a week where you get some news, maybe some negative news. Could be some trouble or some kind of danger brewing. Lots of thoughts and feelings connected to mental matters. Again, for some of you, this is some kind of trouble with the law or a legal situation. Maybe there's been betrayal by a friend. Somebody may be trying to find something out, to dig into your affairs, or maybe there's a secret revealed, or somebody's trying to find out about you. So somebody could be investigating something. Now, for some of you, this is going to be where somebody uses some kind of instrument. So something that you're involved in requires perhaps the use of a sharp instrument in some way. For others of you, again, this is intellectual. You're trying to pass some kind of test or take an exam. This could be a week where you may be meeting some new people, or maybe you get closer to somebody you're already connected to, or given your conversation, you may become more estranged from a person. Some dialogue, some exchange, some interaction that you have with another person this week is going to determine the outcome of that relationship. Now, for some of you, you're getting together with other people and you're coming to an understanding. You're going over some things. You're putting in your ideas, and you're hearing what the other person has to say. And then both of you get some clarity about something. You come to an understanding, and maybe there's tension involved in that. And somehow either you or the other person, they manage to create a lighthearted atmosphere. They are witty or they're funny, and that changes the connection. And in fact, it brings you closer together than you started off. So this could be a week where there's some surprise, some unexpected news, an encounter, somebody from your past. Or you recognize that, you need to make some changes and open yourself up to some new possibilities. Now, for some of you, again, there's some kind of exchange that, or you're looking and thinking about your connection with somebody, and you're looking at them and you don't really like what you see. You see some negative traits. They're not as appealing as they once were. You're seeing some character flaws. You're seeing the real face behind the mask, perhaps. And whatever it is, it's a clue for you. It's a flag waving in the wind, that bell going off. It's an early warning signal. And in some cases, if this has been an ongoing relationship, it's just the final straw. You've had it. You're done. Now, the second week, you have a major card. So this is an important week. And for some of you, there's a tie to a Sagittarius. You may, again, if last week there were some words crossed, this could be a week of trying to heal. Or perhaps you're trying to find out if you are compatible with somebody, or how you can, hit that middle path, create just the right environment. For some of you, maybe you are trying to find something out about, this could be even something mundane. Maybe you're cooking something, and maybe, you needed to find out a recipe or how to use a particular instrument or appliance. This could also be a week where you're trying to get some information on healing. Maybe you work in a healing profession, or maybe you are connected to a healer in some way. But you are trying to, find something out. Maybe you're doing some mediating, or you're dealing with somebody who is from a different background, perhaps racially, ethnically, socially, and you're trying to reconcile those differences. This is a week that says, use some restraint. Be moderate in your approach to all things. So again, you may be reconciling some differences. You may have to be more tolerant of other people. This is about having a very balanced viewpoint, not allowing your biases to creep in, and being fair. So you have to be careful about going to extremes this week, whether that's taking an extreme position or participating in extreme behaviors, whatever that may be. Too much sexuality, too much money, trying too hard, whatever it is. This is about forgiveness, accommodating others, adapting to other points of view, reconciling differences, and also having a sense of proper timing. So that could be important this week. This is a week of compromise. So in some cases, you are trying to find something out, and the conversation, the dialogue, the encounter is going to set the precedent for the relationship. And this could be a week where maybe you're trying to find the right time to have this conversation. It could be that you've been procrastinating on something and putting it off. So this may be the right week for you to sit down with somebody and get clear. You may not agree with everything that person has to say, or vice versa. But this is a week of having an open mind, though, by opening to the possibility that perhaps, there's a different way of looking at something. So how you go about creating that dialogue, whether somebody's being rude or insensitive, or whether somebody is gently, going to that place, and maybe, again, using humor as a way to resolve something. Because to get to a true center of communication, parties have to feel like they're not being judged, that they're not being criticized. There needs to be an atmosphere where people feel free to put their cards on the table. And this clearing the air is going to give you some peace of mind. Now, for some of you, again, you're looking at whether you're compatible with somebody. You're seeing the lesser side of a person, and you're having to wrestle with the temptation to stay connected to people or situations that are not right for you. Maybe you're justifying that for whatever reason. Maybe you're saying you're doing it because you need A, B, and C, or for the sake of the other person. But bad relationships are just simply bad relationships. Maybe it's a convenient habit for you, and it gives you the excuse to stay stuck in a situation where you don't have to make the most of yourself. You don't have to recognize your true talents and put them to use. For some of you, again, this is centered around healing. Maybe you are trying hard to relax, but something is annoying, some kind of ailment, an illness, a rash, and you're trying to figure out what this is, and you're having difficulty getting to the root of it. You may be susceptible to something that is mysterious that you've never dealt with before. This is a week to, get in touch with that inner emotional world. Tap into your intuition. Your dreams may be precognitive this week, even if and maybe you're trying to figure those out. You had a dream. What does that mean? This is a week to remain focused because you could get distracted. Your mind could be wandering. And so again, with that Page of Swords next to you, be careful that you don't cut yourself, or when you're using some kind of instrument that you don't injure yourself because your mind is somewhere else. You also have to know what your intuition is. Are you acting on emotion? Are you acting on impulse? Or is this true intuition guiding you? Because, you may think it's intuition, and then you say something or you buy something, you feel like your instincts told you to do something, and yet you end up regretting it later. Now, for some of you, you're really trying hard to accomplish something, but in the end, you may come to understand that you're the one putting that bar up there. Nobody said you had to jump that hoop. You decided that for yourself. So this is a week of being careful of making some misjudgment, going too far to any extreme. There's a definite desire for you to, create alchemy in your life. Maybe you're trying to bring some idea to life, or you're trying to attract what it is that you want, or you're having to carefully search for the right words in order to influence others. And again, you'll have to do that by compromising. For others of you, you recognize that you're operating under some kind of illusion. There's something that you need to do, some steps you need to take to make something happen. Now, the third week, you have this Queen of Swords. This is more air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. This queen, it may be her traits that are important. Again, she's got a fine intellect. She uses her intuition. She makes good decisions, and they're fair. She's not being biased or prejudiced. She's looking at the whole and making good decisions based on everything that she's taking in, all of the facts. This could be a week where you're having to make some kind of a decision. And again, listening to that intuition is going to be important because it's likely to help you avert some kind of impending disaster and at the last minute. So this is a week where things need to make sense. It's a no-nonsense approach to life. It's getting to the point of a situation. You have to be careful, though. I mean, she can be biting in her comments, and that's not good for compromise. She's got a lot of information. She's level-headed. And so this is a week where that could be important for you. But again, you have to, there's something that you want. Now, maybe she's an advisor for you. Maybe she is some professional. Maybe she is, she could be a chef. She could be a doctor. She could be a surgeon. She could be a lawyer or a judge, a business person. This is somebody very career oriented. But this is going to have to be a week where whatever it is that you want, you're going to have to be careful about misrepresenting yourself in order to get it. Because again, the temperance may push you to be excessive, to go too far, to overstep boundaries in some way, to exaggerate something. Now, some of you are connecting with somebody because you are disappointed and this person is disappointed, and together you're a team working on the mutual factor of disappointment. This may be somebody who is single, who is divorced, who is aloof, who is a single parent, who is widowed, some element of your circumstance this week, there is a tone of disappointment or a sense of betrayal or loss or disappointment or separation or financial hardship or illness. There's a melancholic undercurrent to a situation for some of you. And this may have to do with, making the decision to be alone. Maybe you realize you're not compatible and you'd rather be alone. For some of you, you need some kind of assistance with your circumstance, and this queen may be instrumental in providing that. Maybe you're thinking some things over, and again, it's going to be very important to you to pay attention to that intuition. Now, some of you, this is the decision about healing. You need to rest, you need to withdraw, you need to find sanctuary. And for some of you, somebody is, again, thinking that they know it all. They're backbiting, and maybe there's some challenges in just trying to maintain a connection with another person. Now, the last week you have the Six of Pentacles. So again, this is more health influence for some of you. For others of you, this is a decision to get some assistance or about what's fair. There could be some financial concerns. It could be about, services that are being offered. It could be about whether something is fair through an exchange. Maybe you're dealing with some kind of social system. This week focuses on getting what you deserve. And maybe whether you have enough or you don't have enough, or who's getting more than you. Are you getting passed over for something? So it could be a focus on repaying some debts or material gain, getting a loan. For some of you, this is about mentoring others, teaching something. This could be a week where there's some kind of business opportunity or promotion. Whatever it is, you have a stronger sense of purpose, whether that's to get your financial affairs in order, to handle your daily activities better, to orchestrate your time more efficiently, to focus on your health more. You are becoming more involved in your personal affairs, whether, money, time, opportunity. You want to be efficient, waste not, want not. And this could be a week where people come to you that can advance your interests. You gain their attention. And so this is a week for you to look at everything, any possibility, any opportunities. Otherwise, if you don't carefully examine, you could overlook an opportunity and end up paying a higher price for something, whatever that price may be. Maybe there's a legal situation that's pending that could be resolved in your favor. Or maybe you get a bonus or you get recognized. Or again, you're just making some positive changes that will improve your life. This is a week of breakthroughs where you have some sudden insights. You're inspired to do better, and maybe something you're involved in takes off. For others of you, again, there's some unexpected visitor or news that you're dealing with. And you will have to avoid being impulsive. This could be a week where health is front and center. Your health, your sleep, the nervous tension that you're experiencing. Others of you, it's about your resources. Somebody's making some decisions or neglecting to, and there's some consequences to that. There's some irresponsibility or immaturity that has to be addressed. Now, if you're on a job where people are, at odds, there's conflict, they're getting on your nerves, you're seeing the lesser side of some people, this week you wish you had a totally different job. Maybe you even wish you were in a different line of work altogether. However, in some cases, this may not be the best week to start something new. It may be harder to find something, or you just may have circumstances that really put you at odds with quitting. Whatever it is, this is a week to pay attention to whether those scales are balanced, because any kind of faulty judgment, which you may be prone to with that Temperance card, could create more complications for you, either financially or emotionally. And for some of you, that Queen of Swords, she's very determined, and this determined approach is going to create some challenge in your relationship. Now, the underlying energy is this Five of Cups. So you may just feel burned out. Maybe that's health, maybe that's financial, maybe it's emotional. There's a sense of pessimism or regret in connection to this card. Now, for those of you who are getting this blast from the past, this could be an old friend, a lover from the past, a lost love. Whatever it is, this month holds some sense of regret or unhappiness. There's some kind of emotional letdown. And again, with the Temperance card, it could be some exaggerated pessimism. Maybe you're dealing with a love situation, or some marital issues, or some family problems, some separation or feeling of being abandoned, or maybe you're abandoning something. You're not happy, you're turning your back on a partnership or connections or a situation, because you just feel a sense of grief. Now, some of you, if this is about resources, maybe you feel an actual tangible loss. Maybe your possessions have been taken away for whatever reason. But this is a card that's very much rooted in a mindset about the past. It's about being stuck in the past. So this month, you need to be especially careful that you're not chaining yourself to the past, that you open yourself up to new possibilities. Whatever's going on this month, you are going to question what you're doing. You're going to have periods of doubt where you're wondering if your work means anything, if your goals are the ones, maybe you started off enthusiastic about something and now it's not as fulfilling for you as it once was. And maybe the people that are connected to you, are they really sincere? Do they have your best interests at heart, or they're just pretending? So there's a lot of inner conflict. You're grappling with, differences between your logic and your emotions. And the Temperance card could be trying to find that mix between your head and your heart, trying to find that middle path, whatever it is that makes you feel healed and whole. This is going to be a month to not give in to depressive thoughts. And part of that may be coming up with something that gives you hope, something that you can look forward to, especially if you've been dealing with disappointments or challenges or setbacks. You need that thing that is that's the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, if you change the way you're thinking about the past, you may be very surprised at how smoothly things go, especially when you understand that you are capable. So there could be some kind of stroke of luck for you this month, that is tied to your hopes, your dreams, and it may go beyond what you were expecting. Again, some kind of unexpected gift, connection, opportunity, or just the gift of knowing that you need to take some action. Getting stuck in this mode of giving up, what's the point, is not serving you. It's just growing your worries. It's manifesting what you don't want. And some of you, it could be you've been in this battle where you've been trying to save other people or do things for other people because, you feel like you're assisting them. But the truth is, they may need to help themselves. The issue comes from you expecting too much of others. You expect too much from them. You expect too much from yourself. This is about letting people do for themselves and you watching your back, you taking care of you. And mindset is especially important this month. If you expect the worst, you manifest the worst. you tend to attract what it is you believe will happen. So this is about becoming aware of what you're doing, getting involved with people, or because there's likely a connection to the past, re-involved with people or situations or habits that continuously let you down and disappoint you. So be careful not to disappoint yourself in the choices that you're making. This is going to be a month of emotional developments, ambitious developments. It may be focused on your dreams or manifesting the impossible. And there's going to be a bit of drama in your life this month. The good part is you're going to have a chance to clarify some things, to get clear, to improve, to repair something if need be. And that's going to allow you to operate on a much better level. You only have one major card. That is the Temperance card. So again, the key to your success this month is compromise and moderation. There's some dilemma that you're facing. You're trying to figure something out. You're trying to make a decision, and it could have to do with what's fair or being more efficient, being more on top of things. And it's likely that this is a month where you're going to experience some kind of turmoil. Something outside of you is at work in your world. There's some unexpected changes that are going to come due to other people. Now, you have some bright ideas. There's something that you want to do, and it's time for you to stop standing still. It's time for you to move forward and put those great ideas into action. Maybe there's an involvement with somebody who has to make a decision, possibly that Queen of Swords. This is somebody that's going to make the final decision after they've considered everything. Maybe they're a decision maker in general, maybe a judge, a person of authority. Maybe you're going for a position of authority. Whatever you're involved in, it may have to do with changing the course of other people's lives. So there's going to be, in some cases, an antagonistic atmosphere where somebody wants to get something moving, and yet maybe there's some resistance. But in spite of this resistance, somebody is going to go ahead and move forward. They're going to move anyway on something. All right, Libra, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.